I now request Shri Ravi Saxena ji, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Gujarat, to please give the concluding remarks for the conference.
बग्गा साहब कह रहे थे कि लास्ट आपका है, लास्ट मेरा है. So distinguished members of the dais as well as distinguished guests. Last year, I think it so happened that I was called to Mumbai to receive an award at the hands of Computer Society of India. It was CSI Nihilent Award. And I didn't quite know that this would mean all this. I have Nita. मेरे पास नीता है. So she very gently suggested to me, and I didn't know the implications. She said, sir, can we host it there next year? I said, huh? As I normally say, huh? So I said, huh? And she also then perhaps added to it that the annual also could take place there. I didn't quite register that it was annual and this both. But anyway, that's how this happened. And I am extremely delighted that it happened this way. In fact, ICEG and KSS, then we decided, we chose to put it together. The idea was that we bring the experience of the field at the hands of the officers, practitioners of e-governance, and the wisdom of those from the colleges and research institutions together to see where it leads. And that's a problem actually which I have always countered. Professor Akshay Agrawal knows that I have been all the while arguing in the government that technological university should get associated with the technology department. So that's the only bridge by which academia gets connected with the realities of the ground. I've seen this in the East, in some of the knowledge cities. In the most productive knowledge city, which is, I would rate Hsinchu Science Park of Taiwan as one of the most productive knowledge city. Beautiful ecosystem of academia, laboratory, incubator, and then back to industry, and industry to back to academia. A person can do this entire cycle in one science park. A person can move from being a teacher to a research worker in the university, and from university to a dedicated research laboratory. In fact, ITRI, Information Technology Research Institute of Hsinchu Science Park, gets 5 patents a day, 1,300 patents in a year, and most of the innovations in the area of technology. You know that in China they have ODMs, original design manufacturers, not OEMs. OEMs are original equipment manufacturers who get a design from the industry, and then they keep producing it for that industry. ODM is where they produce, they have the patent for the design, they innovate, they produce the design, and then they sell it to the industry. And I'm told that even Apple got a lot from this kind of research institutions, research laboratories in the knowledge cities of Taiwan. So there you move from academic institution to a laboratory, and from there you get a patent, you move to an incubator. From incubator you move to an industry. I was having dinner with one of such persons. So I asked him, how much money would you be getting? I asked him, $200,000. He said, yeah, but it could be more. I said, how much? $300,000. He said, yeah, but it could be even more. So I said, what? $1 million? He said, yes, it is possible. So I said, how? He said, it depends on where am I at a particular point of time. If I have a patent in my hand, I moved over to an incubator, I have proven the concept and developed a pilot and move over to industry, I could be getting $1 million. But there would be some kind of a contract, and I'll go back to teach in the academic institution. Now, here we have in Gujarat a few proposals of Knowledge City to be established. But I have been arguing with the proponents, at least two I have, one from a lady from Boston who's been talking about it, a nano city on this principle, and there is another which is backed up by Mr. Sam Pitroda. And I've been asking them to go take a look at it, do research, and see what are the parameters which develop this synergy between academia, the research laboratory, and then the industry. And that's how the innovation takes place. As a matter of fact, India can lay claim to having the largest number of government-funded research institutions. Huge organizations, and the largest number perhaps anywhere. You take CSIR, and you take CSR laboratories, and you take Agriculture Department's laboratories, and you take Defense, and you take so many departments, each of those having their own fully funded, government-funded laboratories. And there is one eatery which gets 5 patents a day. I know how many patents do our laboratories funded by the government, and having thousands of scientists. And thousands of scientists who are most honorable at the level of G and H. You know, in India, the scientists have levels like C, D, E, F, G, H, and after H they become OS, outstanding. So you have outstanding scientists also, but somehow this is not happening. So anyway, since I have been all the time hammering on this issue, so we tried this, and it is for you all to tell me what have been the results. Is ICEG a little richer with the collaboration with KSS? Is KSS is a little richer with the ICEG in all plenary sessions? All I know is that these 2 days have been exciting. I mean, like, it's been 2 days, and with a ghazal program sandwiched between the two, going on until 12 o'clock in the night, and people are still awake, and people are still prepared to listen to me. That's a very healthy sign for the deliberations, which appear to have been fruitful. I saw the energy in the last session, the technology management, or the session plenary before that. All the sessions had good energy. I was, as a matter of fact, telling somebody that these displays should be enough, because plenary would go up to the 3rd row of this hall, and if it was not the most exciting plenary, people could be occupying just the 1st row. But as we found, I think in each plenary, it was there up to the 10 rows down there, and there were people there asking questions. So this thing, notwithstanding the small display, the 10th row fellow was asking question after the end of a plenary which went beyond its scheduled time. So that's a sign of, that's a healthy sign. I think based on that, I can say that we've had a very successful combination of ICEG and KSS this year. So anyway, it's been great pleasure for the government of Gujarat to have collaborated with the Computer Society of India and with IIT Delhi. And my thanks are due to Nirma certainly for providing us this infrastructure support. I would agitate the intellectual part of it, because I think it has been done enough for last 2 days. If in one word I can say what was the net conclusion of the 2 days deliberations, I can say Gov 2.0, the net conclusion was should be People 2.0. Each session after session, right from the inclusive growth session, which was the first plenary, where it was said that ultimately it's the people who should be in the center. And the last session was technology. And there also, Armyan Angaya and Rajesh both ended up saying technology management should lead to people in the center. So I think that's the message of this 2 days deliberations. It is all for the people. It is something where wherever you keep people in the center, the strategy would be the best. And that is the conclusion of these 2 days deliberations. there have been rapporteurs, and I'm sure that the deliberations would get published. It's, I think, a very healthy. One more thing that I'd say is that the concept of Gov 2.0, I noticed, was not so alien. People understood what Gov 2.0 means. People understood what are the implications. So that's another healthy thing, healthy sign that I got, that it's after all not such a thing that people are not aware of, and I'm sure that governments would take note of the fact that they need to restructure, and one of the tangible thing which came out was the commitment from General Bagga and Ashok Agrawal Sahab that they would develop a recommendation to the government on the question of the engagement, citizen engagement, and on the issue of need for restructuring governance. So I think that's another tangible outcome of this. So that will bring me to thanking people. So first, obviously, I should thank Computer Society of India, General Bagga, Dr. Ashok Agrawal, Mr. M.D. Agrawal, everybody who chose to be with us here. It's been a happy experience. It's been a pleasant experience. Thank you, and we would look forward to having more occasions of such collaboration. It's been nice meeting Professor M.P. Gupta. His sheer humility with the kind of stature that he possesses has impressed me no end, and as a matter of fact, as he went to brief the Chief Minister before the event, I noticed that Chief Minister also immediately took note of the fact that the man was so many years down the line of ICG was brimming with excitement about the objectives of ICEG, and the only thing he said was, as I said in the opening day, that these books, as far as possible, should not be printed on paper, and we should save paper and should bring out all these volumes in e-form. So that's one thing which is there for us to recommend, and it is for ICG to take note of this, that some master copies could be kept in hard shape, and the remaining circulation could be done in e-form. So that would be another thing. I am particularly thankful to my team that I have worked with, and I must name everybody beginning from Neeta. She has been the driver. She has been the driver of the entire effort. Worked very hard for last 1 year, 1 month. And I think, yeah, you should all give a big hand. The person who remained all along with her in this effort is Jwalant Trivedi, my Deputy Secretary Promotion, who's worked so hard that he's hardly able to keep his eyes open just now. I know he is feeling very sleepy, because yesterday as I went back to change from my suit and tie to a kurta, he did not even go back, and he stayed put here. He's worked incessantly all these days. Mukesh Ved, my Deputy Secretary. My two hands, Karthik and Isha, they worked. Mr. Panchal, Vivek, they've all worked very hard. So these are all, and I'm sure that I would, whenever you give, thanks like these, yeah, you forget some names, and so every good thing.